my whole life right now, and it's been like that actually since I'm a kid. When I was a kid, at 4 years old, I got a gym bag. I put my workout gear in there, my shoes, my shorts, my T-shirt. You used to wear jock straps. Now you wear briefs. But you might not be interested in that. But I think they're outlawed now. But anyway, so I started at the YMCA. That's where I really started with my life, from a point of view of health, sportsmanship, faith, learning how to compete. Actually, my first job, 35 cents an hour, cleaning lockers and handing towels out, 35 cents an hour. And you know what? My dad was smart enough to realize that 35 cents an hour, when it added up to $2.35 or something by the end of the week, that there were some things that I could do with that check for longevity. Just like science gives you better an understanding of how to work out, for example, or how to not age as quickly. My dad had me a Keel plan when I was in fifth grade. And all of a sudden, that Keel plan, after I'm getting ready to retire from Iowa this year, yet I'm not really going to retire. I'm going to still do the same thing, but I just officially going to make a break there. But it's all of a sudden that Keel plan that I don't know how much money I'd put in when I was in fifth grade and sixth grade and seventh grade and eighth grade and ninth grade and 10th grade and 11th grade and 12th grade and freshman and sophomore and junior and senior, and then for 40 years after that. I mean, it's got some money in it, and in case I need it, I can go to that plan. And my dad was smart enough and got me something that helped me. Even though I have a retirement plan from the University of Iowa, I had one since I first started working. And and that's what this is all about. This is all about is developing relationships. It's about talking to somebody. It's about trust. The other day, I was talking to one of my son-in-laws. And I tell you, I got some good son-in-laws. See, I'm going to promote wrestling my whole life till I die. And I'm going to promote my family till the day I die. And then wrestling's going to live on. My family's going to live on. But I'm going to do a good job with that. That's where my motivation and passion comes. But I have a son-in-law, and he's a pretty good businessman. And I says, I don't really understand this investment you want me to get into. And he said, well, you really don't. I mean, yeah, we'll talk to you about it, but let me give you a hint. He said, look at the people that are wanting you to get in it. Look at the people who are wanting you to get in it, that do understand it better than you do. And if you like those people, it'll make a big difference. Well, I already knew I liked the people as my son-in-law. But more than that, he had already proven himself. I mean, the last investment he gave me, it was like, I put in this much, and I got that much. So I said, wow, he's pretty good. But that doesn't mean it's always going to happen. But I think it's really important that this group here, make sure that you develop and understand what you're doing. And if you don't understand, then you still have to trust some people that you care for. That's really important. So anyway, being a fanatic, I used to. This is crazy. My goal was, and I shouldn't say this to you, but my goal was always to push so hard in wrestling practice that I would actually pass out, or I told my coach, if you see this guy laying in the middle of the wrestling room, it's because he works so hard. And he just wanted to get a lot out of himself and just pick me up, carry me to the showers, revive me, rehydrate me, and get me ready for tomorrow. I know that's fanatical, but it never happened. It just never happened. I never had the ability to push myself that much. So even though I was getting more out of myself than most, I still backed off, or a couple times, if this was the wrestling room, I'd be crawling out on my hands and knees thinking I could at least come close because I couldn't get back to my feet. But By the time I got to that door, I walked out every time. Walked out every time. But what happened is when I got outside that door, I looked back in and said I didn't reach my goal. So it made me go back in and do a little more. After everybody had left, just gave me that ability to go back and do a little more, which added up over time, which gave me the ability to become a world champion, become the best in the world in what you did, become an Olympic champion, to go through an Olympic Games and never get scored upon. I had 6 opponents, and the 3 that I pinned, nobody scored on me. Then the other 3 I beat 29-0. And so it's like in Olympic competition, that's domination. We saw that in the last Olympics with a sprinter. And he just completely dominated. So anyway, am I perfect? No way. Nobody is. Do I have vices? Yeah. I got vices. But it's kind of like the competition in wrestling. When I went from junior high to high school, when I went from high school to college, when I went from college to the Olympic, I had to become a little more disciplined in my lifestyle to be just as good. Just because I could win at junior high or high school, I had to become more dedicated and learn more about the sport and become more disciplined than ever than each jump. And a lot of kids think when they can win or do good at one level, they just keep that same level going. But as the higher you reach, the older you get, the more you have to be dedicated and disciplined. So it's like, I got to look at my flaws right now. What do I have? Boy, I love Mountain Dew. It's not an advertisement. It should be water. I like water too, but for some reason, I like donuts. I like cheeseburgers. I like pizza. In fact, I like most everything. Now that I think about it. But, as I get older, I'm going to have to cut back on some of that stuff. That doesn't mean I have to completely eliminate it. But I got to cut back on it. Since I've been 4 years old, I had that gym bag. And I still got that gym bag. Not that same one, but I still have the gym bag because every day I go to the gym. Every day. And if I don't go to the gym, it's because I'm in the hospital getting a surgery from an old wrestling injury. And I'm recovering. Every day I go to the sauna. Every day. And you might not even know what that is, unless you're from Finland. But every day I do something from a health point of view. I have a pretty good diet, but I probably could be a little bit better there. I'm pretty good on my exercise because I crave it. If I don't have it, I start going dingy. I guess I'm addicted to exercise. But only from a healthy point of view. I don't run marathons. Of course, I can't run anymore. I forgot. But I never have. I think the most I ever ran when I was a kid was like 13 straight miles, which, it's okay. But that's as far as I wanted to run. But, and so as I get older, there's a lot of things that, I have to probably discipline myself into. And so now instead of exercising for an hour, I probably go 25 minutes at a pretty hard level. And, my lifestyle is every day when I get up, I jump in a hot tub, jump in a sauna, jump in a shower, clean up, go to work. By the end of the day, I'm going to work out. I ride an Airdyne a lot. I lift some weights. I do a lot of cardiovascular. I do, I jump back in the sauna, I shower, jump in the hot tub. But you know what I do? I have at least an hour every day where I recover. You know what that recovery means? It means I'm getting ready for tomorrow. I'm analyzing today, and I'm thinking about tomorrow. And I've been doing this my whole life. I didn't realize what I was doing when I was a kid, when I was training. I was the first guy there, last guy to leave by an hour. Not just that I was working out. I was always sitting in the hot tub, sitting in the ice bath, taking a hot steam shower, icing, after I got to a certain point where they told you it was good for you. Drinking water, that type of stuff after practice. But I stayed there every day for an hour, and I analyzed my practice, analyzed who I was competing against, thought about a lot of things, just got me ready. I could come back more ready because of that than everybody else.